Hello, Mr. Niven here. Welcome to The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, which incorporates the Fellowship of the Ring movie and the second movie, The Two Towers, into one game. So the first game in this duology is The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, and has the first two movies in the same game. And then there is another game with The Return of the King. It's a Diablo 2 style game for the GameBoy Advance. I've only played it once before, very little of it, where I tried out the game. It's possible to play multiplayer coop if you have two GameBoy Advance. You can play with another player into multiplayer through the link cable, and some emulators can do it as well. On the PC or a phone, using Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and other methods, TCP/IP on the computer. So you can play as Aragorn. The problem with this game is that you can only play as, I believe, 3 or 4 characters max. There are more than 3 or 4 characters. So if you, for example, max level Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, and the fourth one, maybe Gandalf, then you can't play as the fifth or sixth character. I believe in this game there is a fifth one, Eowyn. And then in The Return of the King you have Sam Gamgee and Gollum as well. But those two can only be played on extra maps, but they take up a slot. And you have 4 slots, but you have 8 characters in The Return of the King, which is the successor of this game, the follow-up, the sequel, I mean, to this game. Not successor, but sequel. Yeah, you have 4 slots because the Game Boy Advance was limited in its space, probably, so they couldn't have more than 4 characters playable. And that means if you max level 4 characters, then you need to delete one if you want to play as one of the remaining 4, and all of them have different story bits. So if you play Aragorn, you have his story, and if you play as someone else, you have that character's story. Of course, if you play the characters from the movies, like Aragorn, Gimli, etc., then of course they will follow the same story as in the movies. But if you play Eowyn, for example, or Gollum, or Samwise Gamgee, then Sam, I believe, is also following the movie stuff. But Gollum and Eowyn, they are more like a bonus. I mean, Gollum and Sam are bonus characters in the Return of the King follow-up game, and they are only available on certain maps that are counted as bonus extra maps. So their story is obviously an extra content add-on. And then Eowyn, the cool part about Eowyn is that she did fight in the third movie, The Return of the King, against the Witch King of Angmar, so that will follow the story of the movie for sure. But in the second movie she didn't fight. She followed Aragorn and Gimli to Helm's Deep from Edoras, but didn't actually take part in any of the fights. In the cut content from the second movie, she was supposed to fight in the Glittering Caves against Uruk-Hai that managed to breach into the cave to protect the women and children. She was fighting in the cave against Uruk-Hai, and that happened in the book as well. But it didn't happen in the movie because it got cut. But this game has Eowyn as a playable character, and you get to experience the story that was cut from the movie, essentially, because the games could only use stuff that were in the movies or that were referenced in the movies. And because the games were created at the same time as the movies, they got info from the movie directors and creators on what would be in the movie. So they made a game based on what they got from the movie creators, and a lot of stuff that later were cut from the movie made it into the game. So yeah, it sucks that we can only have a limited amount of characters, and that we cannot we need to delete one character if you want to play one of the others. For example, we can play as 4 characters, and if we want to play a 5th character after that, we would need to delete one of the 4. At least on a Game Boy Advance that is the case. So of course, if you play on the computer, you can save your save file and then you can create a new one. So you can have more than one save file in order to play as more than one character. So we can play as Aragorn, of course, the Ranger, the Dunedain Ranger. Strider, he was called. Aragorn is a ranger, strong and skilled with his blades. He is the rightful king of Gondor. Yeah. And he is a Menorian descendant, heir to Isildur, the king of Gondor. Okay, then we have Gandalf the Grey. Gandalf the Grey is well known as a master of arcane magic and wielder of the Flame of Anor. So the mage, we have essentially the knight, and we have the mage. And then we have Frodo. Frodo is the ring bearer, a hobbit whose cleverness and agility keep him alive. Essentially a halfling. And we have Legolas. Legolas is a noble elven prince, deadly accurate with his bow and trained in wilderness lore. And he is of course the elven ranger or archer. And then we have Eowyn. Eowyn is the niece of King Theoden of Rohan, and is a strong, independent and beautiful woman. Alright, and she was actually supposed to fight in the glittering caves, like she did in the books. And I've seen cut scenes from it when they recorded them, so the actor was actually fighting the Uruk-Hai in the cave, but for some reason they cut it. I think they should reinstate that. It was actually really cool fighting scenes, even though I only watched behind the scenes content. So of course it didn't look as professional as if it would have looked in the actual movie. Okay, and yeah, we are gonna play as Eowyn because I want her cut story. Cool that they have some movie scenes in the Game Boy Advance. King Theoden says, Eowyn, the enemy is approaching and we have little time to waste. Would you lead the refugees to the safety of the caves? So Eowyn's story of course starts in the second book and the second movie, The Two Towers. If you play as Frodo, Aragorn, Gandalf or Legolas, and Gimli, by the way, is also a secret character that you can unlock. I believe if you finish the game with 2 characters, you unlock Gimli in this game. Of course, they will start in the first movie, but if you play as Eowyn, she will start in the second movie, because that's when she showed up to the safety of the caves. If it is your wish, uncle, I will protect them with my life. None of my soldiers can mix strength with sympathy, and this is what my people need most right now. They have been through much. Far too much, uncle. If only I could have convinced Eomer and his soldiers to stay, we might have prevented some of this pain. Eomer, where are you going? Eowyn, I had hoped to slip away without my sister catching me. Well, she has, dear brother, speak up. Word has reached us that the king's son and all his men were ambushed in East Rohan. We are going to investigate. Theodred is in danger. Hold for a moment, Eomer. I am coming with you. Eowyn, no, this is too... Hush, brother, there is no time for debate. So essentially this starts in the second movie before Prince Theodred of Rohan, the son of King Theoden, which is the king of Rohan. It starts before the battle where, or just after the battle where Theodred is slain by the Uruk-Hai. The graphics are good for the Game Boy Advance, and it's clearly a Diablo 2 clone. You have the blue mana bar and the red health bar, just like in Diablo. You see the character from above, like in Diablo 2. Sadly, it's the graphics are art, so it's like painted, which is cool. The problem is that because I think they should remake this game and this follow-up game for with 3D graphics, because of course it looks a little bit dated. I think the characters look good, but the faces, well, are pixelated. Yeah, it's cool. If you think about the Game Boy Advance, it's a handheld system from 2004 or 2002 or something, and you with a very little screen. Yeah, so you can hardly see the character anyway, and it probably looked pretty good there. Of course, on a computer screen, it's a little bit easier to see the character. I'm using a computer now, Windows 10 Pro computer, the Visual Boy Advance emulator. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Fuck, I wasted some. I don't know the controls, so on enter we bring forth the backpack. You can see that we have cloth shirt plus 2 melee armor plus 2 missile armor. We have a short sword, 3 to 7 damage. So this, I was a huge fan of Diablo 2. I owned Diablo 1 as well as a kid, but I hardly played more than the first cave in Diablo 1. But in Diablo 2, all my friends played it, so I played it as well. And yeah, I at least beat normal difficulty with a few characters, a few times, including a druid, a sorceress, and a necromancer. I don't remember if I played all of them without cheats, but I remember that the druid was played without cheats. Then I played a lot, I believe all the characters in the game, including the expansion, the Lord of Destruction expansion, using cheats and such, and played LAN and such. But because we had 2 computers, so it was possible to play between the computers. One was a Windows 95 and one was a Windows XP from 2002. The Windows XP from 2002 could handle Diablo 2 without any lag, and the Windows 95 lagged a bit. But yeah, I used to play between those 2 computers back in the day in Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, and yeah, I was a huge Diablo 2 fan between 2000 and 2004 at least. Okay, and this game is very much like it, so, but for a weaker system. I mean, Diablo 2 is for the computer or PC, and this is for a Game Boy Advance, so it's a much weaker system. Yeah, they should remake it for a modern system. The problem is that EA or Electronic Arts, I believe, that they have lost the license to the Lord of the Rings. So they cannot make games for Lord of the Rings anymore, and they can't release the old games. So they are abandonware, I believe. They are like the Battlefield Earth games are abandonware. That means that no one owns the license anymore. The creator of the game, EA, doesn't own the license, so they can't claim it. And the current license holders do not hold a claim to the games that EA made. So that's why they are not remaking the games, because no one is really holding the license anymore for the games that EA made back in the day. So this is one of the EA games based on Lord of the Rings. So I played the Battlefield Earth games on the PC. I played not the Two Towers. I played the Return of the King to finish on the PlayStation 2. I had a PlayStation 2 back in the day, and I believe I had a strategy guide in Swedish, I believe, or it was in English, where I had like all the secrets and everything. Had I finished it completely. I loved that game for the PS2. It was fun. I played with my cousin and with friends. It was possible to play co-op, 2 players. I also played with my sister. It was a really fun game. But I never played the Game Boy Advance games because I didn't have a Game Boy Advance. I had a Game Boy Color back then. So yeah, I didn't have the later handheld, and so I never played this game. So I was surprised when I saw a video on YouTube where a guy essentially showed that it was a Diablo 2 clone. I would have loved this game as a kid. I just didn't have the system back then. have played it a little bit, and it's pretty difficult. But I haven't played it too much. Make a wide sweep across the plains, but stay within sight. If you find Heir, signal us. I will. Pile of 10 gems. Oh, we can move fast by holding space. We can pick up stuff on S. Oh, we have some orcs there. Got some gems there. So I believe the enemies, some of them look okay. The Uruk-Hai look really cool, I believe. And there are wolves too. They're pretty dangerous actually. But I am a total newbie in the controls here in this game. These guys look better than the others. We got something there, so we'll have to check. We got the cape. It's not visible on the character. I like the sounds and the effects. We got the shield and it's actually visible. Plus 15 shield block, plus 1 missile armor, plus 2 melee armor, plus 2 missile armor and 3 to 7 damage. Okay. Can open chests on S. King's foil herbs. What is this cape? I don't know how to move this. Oh, active, passive. Yeah, 1 point. No idea what you should pick. Herbal remedy level 1 heals 25 hit points plus 2 level herbs. More effective. Okay. So these are different skills we can pick. But I don't know what we want for Eowyn. Should probably look up a guide. Clicked on something there. Cool to see squirrels and other birds running around. Such an old system. Can't move there. Yeah, we could. We got health here, like in Diablo 2 when you drink red fountains, you fill up your health. This game is clearly inspired by Diablo 2. Birds or crows of Saruman, they are enemies. Don't want to miss anything, so we move up. We can move over water too. Eowyn's story is the most interesting to me because it was cut from the movie. So we get something new I haven't seen before. It's ages since I read the book. I read it around the same time as the movies came out in the early 2000s. Can't move over this water area. Stuck. What was that? Mantle. Cape. Cape, yes. This game would be pretty fun to play with friends in Cube. Always like playing games like this in multiplayer. Find our way. I had played a bit longer than this. I remember fighting some wolves that were actually dangerous. Oh, we can move over here. Found a crossing there. Don't want to miss out on anything. Remember exactly where to go. Let's move down. Those are the wolves. I was attacked by more than one at some point. Ah, we heal on that button, I see. Need to heal more. They are dangerous. You're supposed to move this way. The arrow pointed this way. I don't know. That could be dangerous. So I still don't know how to move this on. There's like an arrow there. We're supposed to be able to move it somehow. Jesus. try to kill this wolf. Click the wrong button there. Wasted healing potions if there are any. 2 wolves, that's not good. Another one. We have to kill the second wolf too. I like the sounds of the game and the way it works. The gameplay is nice. It looks very good for a GameBoy Advance game. Okay, I need to check. For the 10 damage. I want the new sword. Click the wrong button there. I'm supposed to attack. That's a Rohan soldier. There's a wild man. This game is Wild Man of Dunland. Now we are almost out of health. I don't think we are using healing potions, we are using mana to heal, I believe. Got aid from the Rohan soldier, that's good. Real. So how do we save in this? On backspace we bring up this menu. Objective. Rohan Plains, or is a map. Travel with Eowyn to find the king's son, Theodred. See the game too. So we only have 4 slots here, but we have more characters. So in the original game you would be forced to erase one of your characters whenever you had more than... whenever you had filled the 4 character slots, you would need to delete one if you wanted to create a 5th one. But yeah, on a computer or phone you can save many save files. So we have saved. Alright, we're out of ammo, mana now. Did we get? We got a cap plus 4 critical armor and sandals plus 10% speed. Alright. And because we found new gear, I kind of want to save. Yes, we will, alright. In this game you probably need to save a lot to not lose progress if you die. I will need to look up what specifics we should pick for Eowyn. Oh, here's a horse, a dead horse. I need to look up what skills she should have. What's the best skills for her? I have no idea. Here's one of those wild men. Lost. Enemies over there. Got some help there. Check this. Some missile armor. Small free. Get. It's 4 melee armor plus 4 missile armor. Certainly this one is better. Click the wrong button. Okay. We'll save. Click the wrong button. No more room. Discard. Right. Got something else. Nothing good. Here is where we died, probably. They overwrote that. Okay, we will discard this. Five melee armor. 4 melee armor plus 4 missile armor. This one was even better. Some kind of chainmail. Might even have gotten some changed look. If I'm not wrong. We'll save. Fuck. They ganged up on me. I would like to find that ally soldier, the Rohan guy, but I don't know where he is. just disappeared. Okay, we need to throw out some damage. 48 damage plus 2 defense. 10 damage to accuracy. Back sword. Falchion. Plus 2 minus 2 defense. Okay, we'll save again. Click the wrong button there. Wasted mana. Kill these goblins or whatever they are. They look like goblins to me. From Moria. I believe Saruman had some goblins. Oh. Oh, we can pick up mushrooms. Didn't know that. I clicked the wrong button there. Wasted mana. Cloth shirt. Leather jacket. It's discarded. To armor, to missile armor. Not the best. Kill those guys too. Oh, wolf flare. Came from that cave. Oh, there is spawn. Leveled up. Perfect. Need to avoid that cave for now, so they won't spawn more. And by the way, I think it's time to save. Found the exit. There's a dead Uruk. The whole house with wolves. Need to retreat a bit. Good. Took out the wolf. kill him as soon as possible before the other wolf arrives. Makes sense that there are wolves around the bodies of horses here. Need to heal. I wasted that mana. Need to wait a bit. I think this is a good game. Actually, it's fun. Let's kill them. If you hit them from behind, they die easier. It matters where you hit them as well, which is good. Jesus. If you like Diablo, you'll like this game for sure. And if you like Lord of the Rings, of course. A mix between Lord of the Rings and Diablo, essentially. Diablo 2. That guy was difficult. Oh shit, I want that. You need to throw out some trash. Oh, this is even better than what we have. There, but we do need to save the game. So I got new gear. Cape, we don't need a cape. Let's kill this goblin too. Orc or whatever. I've never gotten this far in the game before. Hit the wrong button again. They are easy to kill now. We haven't even given ourselves any abilities. I don't remember exactly where to click to get that many to show either. But we'll look that up later. These guys almost die in one hit now. Those guys die in like 1 or 2 hits. This dead. Oh, we will have to throw out some trash. Critical hit. This time 10 speed. Critical armor, I prefer that. Wait a second, that was a cap. That's 4 critical armor. 2, no. I don't want to replace this one. It was better. I clicked it wrong again. I think the graphics became a little bit worse in this area. The sounds when they die reminds me of Doom 1. originally played on the Super Nintendo when I was a kid. The first shooter I ever played. They sound like the enemies in Doom. Alright, I'll throw out some trash. Discard. Saber plus 2, 5 damage. You have a better run for sure. Fuck, clicked the wrong button. Small, very bad. Fuck. I like the sounds, really immersive. A very well made game. I wouldn't like a small screen though. To kill the goblins here too. Unlike in Diablo 2, you cannot run in this game, as far as I know. But you can walk like in Diablo 1. I still like the pacing of the action in this game more than in Diablo 1. The battles feeling... Jesus, I almost died. I managed to click on a button that brought up the NVIDIA GeForce NVIDIA GeForce menu. We'll have to cut out that stuff from the video because yeah. Save the game. Kill this goblin. What is that? Look. It looks different from the one I have. Discard something. Pick up that one. 1 melee armor. I think this one is better than the one we had. Yes. 1 melee armor, 1 missile armor, plus 2 defense. So it was better. Then we need to save. Fuck, click the wrong button again. To take some time until I'm used to the controls. Kill that. No idea what that was. He picked up there. Still like the game, despite the old graphics. It has a nice feel. It feels intense. Wolves are still pretty dangerous at the moment. We found the exit. Kill this guy. And we will of course have to save a new area. Really annoying that I managed to fuck up by tabbing out. We need to edit the movie now. Yeah, this game is fun. If you like a Diablo type game. Way better than some of the modern clones. Jesus, but it's not very easy. Sometimes it's easy to almost die. Let's kill this guy too. Cap, cloth shirt. Now these guys are easy, good. I think we leveled up. What is that? Buckler. We have to throw out some trash. Small shield. Discard. Our current shield is around shield, plus 20 shield block. This is plus 10 shield block. It's actually worse than ours. Die already. Good. Go on. Battles are actually more intense. In Diablo you fight many monsters. Here you fight fewer, but it feels more like a duel fighting them. Which is nice, and you probably have access to unique abilities too, like special abilities, but I don't know how to use them. There are passive ones you can select, and then there are non-passive ones that are probably pretty good, but yeah. Oh hey! We'll have to exit here and save again.